government, it's the private sector. The private sector will use these census numbers to help determine where is it appropriate for them to look at for new business growth or for an opportunity to start a new headquarters.
Alicia Batillo, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
And if you're interested in learning more about the census and job opportunities, we have a link on our website at ktnv.com. Caught on camera, a heated exchange on board a Spirit Airlines flight at McCarran is going viral. Earlier this week, a passenger was caught spewing racist insults and spitting on other passengers.
I came back here to get my weirdo. You're a weirdo. I don't give a I have a lot of rudeness for weirdos. You're a weirdo.
Wow. All right. The plane had just landed at McCarran for a layover. It's still unclear what started all of this, but witnesses say the woman was upset that an older woman in front of her would not get out of her way. In a statement, Spirit Airlines says safety is their top priority, and once they've determined who this passenger is, she'll no longer be allowed to fly on Spirit. Clean parks, healthy lungs. That's what North Las Vegas is pushing for in a new law that would limit smoking at all 37 parks in the city. City Councilman Scott Black is proposing to restrict the use of all tobacco and e-cigarettes in areas where people gather. Areas like playgrounds, hiking trails, and around picnic tables. If you smoke, you will have to be at least 100 feet away from other people.
Enjoy the park without breathing secondhand smoke, and also so children have less exposure to folks smoking and thus mimicking that behavior.
We did ask Councilman Black about fines if you're caught smoking. He says there would most likely be one, but that would be determined once the proposal passes. The city is expected to make a decision on April 17th. It's the grand opening weekend of the new day and nightclub Chaos at the Palms. Last night, the party kept going with a fireworks show. This is a look from our Valley View camera. The Palms decided to put on the show around midnight, and we were able to hear it all the way from our studio. Last night, the club welcomed some more of its new resident artists, including Cardi B. And hitting the stage tonight, Zac Brown Band. Pretty cool weekend. Good morning, everyone. Coming up, they spent a lifetime apart and now have some catching up to do. The crazy story behind these two sisters and how they were brought together.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari. Sun's not up yet. It'll come up this morning at 6:19, setting later on this evening at 7:08. We have almost 13 hours of daylight and a whole lot of weather to talk about. We'll do that after the break.
All right, as you know, Jimmy Kimmel was in town this past week, taping a show at Planet Hollywood's Zappos Theater. And Friday night, our very own Justin Bruce ended up on the show.
It's time for a special Las Vegas edition of This Week in Unnecessary Censorship.
We've got a glowing advisory for the rest of today.
Finally bringing his show to Vegas.
Oh my gosh, Justin! Yes, I love it. I love it. I wanted just to be like a full montage of Justin. I know they needed to include the other local anchors, but it's so good. Classic.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I was waiting for more, but that's all right.
I know,
we'll
want
take 2
more.
seconds
We want
of fame.
more.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, good. Nice weather today.
Good,
Yes.
great.
If you like warm weather, you are in the right place at the right time. And then get ready because the wind is coming back. Yes, it is. Here's a live look outside from our Valley View camera right now. Everything is calm. It's mild. It's an easy start to what will be a really nice way to end the weekend. A gorgeous Sunday in store. Like I said, it's going to be warm today, warmer than yesterday. Here's a look at the current numbers. Just about everybody this morning in the 50s, some of us in the 60s already, and Indian Springs hanging on to the 40s, 49 degrees there right now. Pahrump 52 degrees, Anthem 54, and Boulder City right now 54 degrees. The Hoover Dam 65 degrees. How about that? Laughlin close to 60 degrees this hour, and North Las Vegas right at 60 degrees this hour. High temperatures today inside the valley. We're getting warm. Yesterday we were in the mid-70s. Today we will be in the mid-80s, low to mid-80s. Summerlin expecting a high temperature of 81 degrees. Mount Charleston 62 degrees. Blue Diamond 80 degrees. Boulder City 83 degrees. Henderson 85 degrees. And North Las Vegas 83 degrees. It's going to be a great day to get outside. Make sure you have the sunblock on. UV index is high, just as it was yesterday. You will burn in 30 minutes. if you don't have sunblock on, if you don't have a hat on to protect your skin, especially between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. So keep that in mind today you're outside. Air quality today is moderate thanks to ozone particles that we have floating around the atmosphere, and pollen levels are high for mulberry, ash, and juniper. We are not going to have a wind today to blow everything around, which is great news. However, the pollen counts are still high. Perhaps you're hoarse like I am. All right, weather where you live today, Centennial Hills, 82 degrees for a high temperature. We will have some clouds around today too. Aliante expecting a high temperature of 82 degrees. Sunrise Manor, 84 degrees. Nellis Air Force Base, 84 degrees too. North Las Vegas, as I showed you earlier, 83 degrees for a high temperature. Rhodes Ranch, 82. Mountains Edge, 84. Spring Valley, some clouds today, 83 degrees. These clouds will not bring us any wet weather. We are staying dry. Green Valley, 83 degrees. Same story for Anthem and Southern Highlands, 82 degrees for a high temperature today. Lake Mead, sunblock today, please, 85 degrees with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour. Boulder City, there it is at 83 degrees, and Henderson, once again, 85. If you think that's warm, just get ready. Tomorrow's going to be hot. High temperature close to 90 degrees. Then as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday, a major storm is going to move through. A high wind watch goes into effect Tuesday at noon, carrying us through Wednesday. It'll stay windy and our temperatures will drop significantly. That is a cold front moving through. High temperatures just 71 degrees on Wednesday and will be even cooler as we move into Friday. Jackie?
Gina, thank you. Two long-lost sisters and the moment they never thought would come. Now, after a lifetime apart, looking forward to a future together, and they've got a lot to catch up on. ABC's Tom Yamas reports.
I have no idea what she looks like.
With anticipation building,
I'm really nervous.
Christine Courtright, looking for the sister she thought she would never meet, about to come down an escalator.
45 years ago, my mother told me that if a lady ever came to the front door knocking on it and saying, I might be your half sister, I should believe her, because prior to she and my dad getting together, he had a child.
I can't believe we finally got here.
But for Liz Cuccinello, this is a meeting she was never expecting. She was adopted at birth, but never knew who her biological family was until she got a match through a DNA website.
Well, I was shocked. I mean, I had no idea that I had a sister out there. And I was very pleased at the same time. I mean, I always had wanted a sister.
And I went, oh my goodness, I bet this is the person my mother talked about 45 years ago. And lo and behold, it's exactly who it was.
The two instantly connecting, first writing to each other, then talking on the phone, realizing they both grew up in the same state, New York, just 120 miles from one another.
Well, from day one, we have been very comfortable with each other, finding out we have a lot of similarities.
Then they decided to meet each other face to face.
We got a lot of people that want to meet you.
The two already planning a summer vacation in South Carolina together and eventually a cruise, something they both love to do.
This is my big sister. Now, what do I do to big sisters?
What do I do with the little sister?
Very sweet. Parking in Los Angeles can be an absolute nightmare, especially in Koreatown. And look at this, 2 drivers in a standoff for more than an hour over a parking spot. Maria Flores recorded the standoff from her apartment window.
Yeah, just kind of a silly situation.
Until Andrew McCrea came out to move his car that both were able to park.
I was glad that I could resolve that issue, I guess.
The standoff lasted about an hour and 40 minutes. Whew. Straight ahead, grab a slice with Dirty Dining. Darcy Spears takes us inside a pizza place docked for its filth. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Sunday morning. A place named after the science of pizza wasn't being very scientific when it came to cleanliness in the kitchen. Get ready to take notes as Darcy Spears takes us dirty dining at Pieology.
Excessively dirty, excessively greasy, heavily soiled. Those words appear repeatedly in the March 18th inspection of Pieology on Hughes Center Drive near Flamingo and Paradise. The pizzeria was left with a 36 demerit C grade after inspectors saw stuff like this in the kitchen. There was expired food, including corn, house-made ranch, and meatballs, a cockroach belly up on the hand lever of a paper towel dispenser, and food contact surfaces throughout the kitchen heavily soiled with old food and grease. This wiping cloth and the hand sink it was draped over were both filthy. There was no sanitizer in the back prep area, and the sanitizer they did have set up was hardly sanitary. Menu signs, floors, inside coolers, cabinets, and shelving were all heavily soiled. Dirty knives were stored as clean. This prep table and the tray on it were both dirty with leftover food. In fact, there was old food in just about every nook and cranny in the kitchen, and slime growing in floor drains.
I'm Darcy Spears from Channel 13. Yeah, we're here because you guys are on Dirty Dining.
When we tried to get someone to talk on camera, we got excuses.
Speak to the person in charge and make sure we get your side of the story on what happened with all that. Okay, so there is someone in charge though, right? Because you know it's a violation. So maybe we could try talking with the manager? Yes, I know you got your A back, and we'll definitely be reporting that. It's just that you guys got the highest number of demerits of all the inspected restaurants during this week, and we always try to make sure we get the restaurant side of the story when something like that happens. So do you want to find out if there's someone we could talk to?
I'm so sorry, we don't have time right now.
You don't have time. Okay, well, might you have time later? We can make an appointment to come back.
He tells us to come back at 4:30 that afternoon.
4:30, there will be someone here that will talk to me on camera. Okay.
But that would never come to pass. Before we even got out of the parking lot, that guy, who's listed on the health inspection as the general manager, called to say no one there was authorized to speak on behalf of Pieology. We later got a statement from the corporate office in California, which acknowledges infractions that did not follow company or Southern Nevada Health District standards. They say upon notification of these infractions, immediate actions were taken to correct each item along with additional training of our employees.
Pieology reopened with a 6 demerit A grade on March 28th. There was also an imminent health hazard closure for no hot water at Zest Bistro's bar on Southern Highlands Parkway. More on that on our website at ktnv.com. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.
Good morning, Las Vegas. Still ahead this morning, a milestone for the Valley's DUI strike team, what 500 arrests means for drivers on the road. People in Nevada sure like to watch TV. A new survey now tells us exactly how much time we spend watching.
13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Now, a Valley woman is searching for solutions to save baby ducks in her backyard. The issue and what's preventing animal control officers from stepping in to help. It could be the future of transportation, self-driving semi-trucks, how they could help save the industry as a whole. Plus, a crazy attack in New York. A WWE star is honored when a crazed fan jumps on stage. Wow. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Jackie Kostek, and we're going to get straight over to 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, who is sort of hoarse as I am.
I know, and I blame it on the weather.
Me too.
I don't know what else to do. I'm having my coffee this morning, but it's still not coming back. All right, as we move into the day today, we are going to warm up. If you liked yesterday, you should like today. Basically, the sky will look the same, the wind won't be a problem, and we're going to warm up. Then if you like that, you're really going to like Monday because we're going to get hot on Monday. Then if you're missing the wind and you need something to blow you around, oh, it's coming back on Tuesday. The wind will return. But for today, we're staying calm. It'll be nice. It'll be easy. 6 a.m. temperature 59 degrees with some clouds out there. Warming up to the 70s already as we head into the 10 o'clock hour. Again, staying calm, wind not a problem. Moving into the 3 o'clock hour, we are in the 80s. We should be at 76 degrees for high temperature today. Instead, we will reach the low to mid 80s for highs. Then as we head into 7 o'clock, a few clouds around, still the wind not a problem. 81 degrees at that time. I do have the hot forecast for tomorrow and the big windy weather change in the 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit. Jackie?
Gina, thank you. A great weekend to get outside. Lots of events, including the 401k Race for Financial Fitness. 13 Action News is a proud sponsor. Registration starts at 7 o'clock this morning, and our very own Beth Fisher will be emceeing the event. She'll join us live in our 8 o'clock hour. Can't wait for that. Proceeds from the event benefit Junior Achievement of Southern Nevada. They help more than 20,000 students learn about financial literacy, how to be ready for the workforce, and how to think like an entrepreneur. Pretty cool. Smith stores are no longer accepting Visa credit cards after a dispute over transaction fees. The policy went into effect this week, and some customers aren't happy about it.
I don't like carrying cash around because of the crime and everything, so I guess I won't be coming back here then.
Smith says Visa's fees are the highest of any credit cards accepted by the grocery chain. The store will still accept Visa debit cards. There are 45 Smith stores throughout the state. No word on if Smiths and Visa will come to an agreement. A Valley woman is looking for help. She fears that baby ducks expected to hatch any day now may die. She says the last time this happened, the ducklings drowned in her pool. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter spoke with animal control officials who say a law is preventing them from taking action.
Alora Kennerly has lived here near Valley View in Washington for nearly 3 decades, but last year she had a guest unlike any other. Baby ducks hatching in her own backyard and then finding a place to hang in her pool. But unfortunately, their time didn't last long.
The ducks got into my spa and passed away.
And just days ago, the mother duck returned, leaving behind these eggs. We were even there as she sat in their nest.
But people had told me at work that she would probably come back and nest again, and she has.
But Alora fears the unexpected dark ending after their hatching last year will happen again.
And I don't know what to do, and I don't want to go through seeing these ducklings pass again.
That's when Alora reached out to 13 Action News after not getting help from Clark County Animal Control. So I spoke with the Nevada Department of Wildlife to see if anything can be done to save them before they hatch. They tell me this really is a difficult situation. Officials say due to the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, these ducks are federally and internationally protected. Once they establish a nest, they cannot be disturbed, and the ducklings cannot be moved until the birds move them first.
And it's a life, it's a creature, it's something living, and you don't want to see it just be destroyed by lack of help.
That was Austin Carter reporting. The Department of Wildlife says Alora could place a small ramp into the water so the ducks don't jump right in, which could prevent them from drowning again. The Valley's DUI strike team makes its 500th arrest. The team was formed in October in a partnership between Metro, NHP, and the Nevada Office of Traffic Safety. They say they average about 100 arrests a month. DUI arrests are up by 12%.
To think that we would have the success that we've had in such a short period of time, I think that was the sticker shock. That's the reality of, wow, just how many people are risking their lives and the lives of other members of our community when they drive impaired.
Looking ahead, the strike team hopes to expand statewide and beyond. They say other departments outside of Nevada are seeking advice on how to start their own team. The director of Leaving Neverland is making a dramatic U-turn involving child sex abuse claims against Michael Jackson. According to the Daily Mail, Dan Reed admits the timeline of events given by one of the alleged victims may not fit the dates in the documentary. James Safechuck says he was abused in 1988 and 1992 in Neverland's train station. But a Michael Jackson biographer says the station wasn't built until 1994. Michael's family continues to deny the allegations of abuse. Fire destroyed 3 historically black churches in Louisiana in less than 2 weeks. Now investigators are trying to determine if they're related. The first happened on March 26th, the second on April 2nd, and just 2 days later, another church was destroyed on April 4th. Authorities haven't determined the cause of the fires. Each of the churches may have had temporary arrangements or have made temporary arrangements in other buildings. Now, we've all heard about self-driving cars. Well, what about self-driving 18-wheelers? There are several companies out there working on this technology, and Chris Welch caught up with one of them that says it could actually be a lifesaver for one of the worst trucker shortages in history.
Bill Chavez has always been fascinated with big trucks.
It was very cool, you know, you're king of the road.
But the truck he drives now is just a little different than the ones he's used to. See these buttons? With one push, this truck can drive itself.
Feels like somebody else is driving.
What we're trying to do is create the world's safest self-driving trucks.
Chuck Price is Chief Product Officer at Too Simple, one of a handful of companies working on autonomous semi-trucks.
This is actually a laser radar unit. We call it LiDAR. It's built into the mirror. This gives us a close-in view, and then we have cameras along the top of the vehicle that show us the environment much further away.
Now, the company would not let us ride inside one of the vehicles in self-driving mode, but their trucks are already on the roads here in the Southwest.
Our systems see farther, track more objects, and respond faster than a human can operate.
Right now, a backup human must be in the trucks at all times, but they say a full self-driving semi could happen by next year. And that could solve a really big problem.
This is the worst shortage we've seen in the history of trucking.
Tony Bradley with the Arizona Trucking Association says nationwide they're currently 50,000 drivers short.
It's a big deal in our industry.
Bradley says 15 years from now, the shortage could be as high as 200,000 thanks to the large number of drivers approaching retirement age.
It's a job that is, frankly not very glamorous.
Bill Chavez knows there may come a time where drivers might be replaced by this technology, but he's okay with that because he says roads will be safer for everyone.
This is a system that's going to help. Either way, it's helping.
But that day, he says, is much further down the road. Reporting outside Tucson, Arizona, I'm Chris Welch.
Nevadans love their TV, making the top 10 list for TV watching across the country. According to a survey by Verizon, Nevadans watch more than 3 hours and 30 minutes of TV per day. That puts the Silver State in 5th place. West Virginia takes 1st place. An interesting note about the survey, the states with the most national parks actually watch less TV, so maybe they're too busy spending time outdoors. A wrestling fan trying to get in on the action when he tackles a WWE star. 61-year-old Bret Hart was being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame when a fan jumps into the ring and goes after him. Security and staff able to get the man under control and turned over to police. Hart thankfully wasn't hurt and was able to finish his acceptance speech. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Coming up, it's time to review that resume. Career counselors say you could be doing something wrong, how you can catch the attention of that next job. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Sunday morning. You send out dozens of resumes, but you don't hear anything back. A resume pitfall could be holding you back from landing a job. According to Employment Boost, a career counseling service, employers only look at resumes for about 15 seconds. That means you have to get to the point fast. They suggest getting rid of the fillers, saying a common mistake is leading with an objective statement.
You could say you want to do something, but if you're not selling yourself, then it's not going to actually elicit a callback.
As for your educational background, unless you're a recent graduate, move it to the bottom. Also, tailor your resume to each job and its requirements rather than sending out a blanket one. Your kids or grandkids may not be doing so bad when it comes to preparing for retirement. A study by the Transamerica Center for Retirement Studies found millennials are actually the most responsible savers right now. On average, they're starting to save by age 24. Baby boomers got their start around age 35. Young adults also contribute more to their 401k plans. You don't need to be a scientist to understand the ingredients inside some packaged foods. Consumer investigator Kristen Byrne is cracking the code with an expert.
Michelle Reimer is a registered dietitian who teaches at UW-Milwaukee. She walked up and down the aisle with us.
Fruit pectin, monoglycerides, yellow 5, niacinamide, potassium chloride, potassium lactate.
Taking time to help us inspect ingredients of processed foods.
Is it a red flag that there's so many ingredients? Absolutely.
We picked 3 products popular with kids and had her analyze them. First, fruit roll-ups.
We see color red 40, yellow 5 and 6, and blue 1.
Reimer says steer clear of colors on the ingredients list.
So there is some research that supports that dyes can actually increase hyperactivity in kids.
Next, Captain Crunch cereal. She says be wary of what's called BHT or BHA.
What is BHT? So BHT is a preservative. It's butylated hydroxytoluene. Those are 2 preservatives that have been shown to cause cancer in animals.
Finally, bologna. Watch for sodium nitrite or nitrate in lunch meats.
Sodium nitrite has been shown to be a carcinogenic as well.
Interesting stuff. Straight ahead, we're talking hot new wedding trends. Non-traditional registries are all the buzz. See the unique ways couples are asking for gifts now.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. Exercise forecast for today is nice. Here are the keywords for your Sunday: dry, warm, calm, and sunny. More forecast details coming up after the break. Police officers in Texas are going viral, all because of the hashtag #BackTheBlueBonnets Challenge. The bluebonnets is the official state flower, and it's starting to bloom. Different police departments are posting pictures of officers and canines among the flowers. Achoo, I'm going to sneeze. They say this is all a really good opportunity